Hey there. Today we're going to talk about a feeling. A feeling I'm pretty sure you've had, one that might be holding you back in ways you don't even realize.
Okay, so you know the one, right? Have you ever walked into a room and just felt that? That prickly sensation that tells you every single person is staring right at you?
I'm sure you know exactly what I mean. It's that moment you trip on a perfectly flat piece of sidewalk, or my personal favorite, you spill a giant drop of coffee right down your clean shirt like minutes before a big meeting. Your face gets hot and you're just absolutely convinced the entire world just saw you mess up.
Well, that intense, kind of mortifying feeling, it actually has a name. It's a real psychological thing that we all experience. And once you understand it, it can completely change how you see those moments.
It's called the spotlight effect, and the name is just perfect, isn't it? It's our natural tendency to think we're living our lives under this giant, harsh spotlight, highlighting every single mistake and awkward moment. But here's the crucial part. That spotlight, it's pretty much all in our heads.
So how do we know this is a real thing and not just wishful thinking? Well, that brings us to this fascinating and frankly pretty funny experiment that's famously known as the Manilow test.
All right, so picture this. It's the year 2000. Psychologists at Cornell University find a student volunteer. And their mission? They have to walk into a room packed with their classmates wearing what was considered a deeply, deeply uncool t-shirt. One with a giant picture of Barry Manilow's face on it.
Now, before anything else happened, the researchers asked the student a really important question. Out of everyone in this room, what percentage of people do you think will actually notice this embarrassing shirt? So what would you guess?
The student predicted that half the room, a full 50%, would spot the shirt. And that number, that perfectly captures that internal panic we all feel. We just assume that our little flaw is the most obvious thing in the world to everybody.
So, okay, that was the prediction. That was the voice of the spotlight in their head. But what happened when the researchers actually asked the other students in the room? What was the reality?
23%. Just 23%. Let that sink in for a second. Not half the room, not even a quarter of the people in there even registered the shirt existed. The student's anxiety had more than doubled the actual reality of the situation.
And when you see the numbers like this side by side, the gap is just massive. That difference between the prediction and the reality is the spotlight effect, right there in the data. Our internal fear can be way, way bigger than what's actually happening.
So this just begs the question. Why are our brains so bad at this? Why is our intuition so incredibly wrong when it comes to how other people see us? Well, there's a core psychological reason our minds play this trick on us.
It all boils down to this idea called egocentric bias. Now, it sounds a little negative, but it's really just a fundamental part of being human. We experience the entire world from only one perspective, our own. We are the main character in our own movie. And because we're so intensely aware of ourselves, our bad hair day, our nervous habits, we just project that awareness onto everybody else.
But here's the secret. Everyone else is also the main character in their movie. They aren't focused on your bad hair day. They're worried about their own deadline. They probably didn't notice your hands shaking during your presentation. They're thinking about what they're having for lunch. They're not critiquing your form at the gym. They're too busy looking at themselves in the mirror. So knowing this is one thing, but how can we actually use it? How do we step out of that imaginary spotlight and feel a little more free? Here are 3 really concrete actions you can take starting today.
First, participate freely. The next time you hesitate to ask a question in a meeting, just ask it. The reality is, most people are either grateful you did or they're so wrapped up in their own thoughts they barely noticed. Second, be bold. Go ahead, wear that bright, loud outfit you love but feel self-conscious about. People are way more likely to notice your confident energy than to critique this specific pattern. And finally, let go. Dance at the wedding, sing at karaoke, try the new hobby. I promise you, everyone else is way too worried about how they look to pay that much attention to you.
So the next time you feel that spotlight anxiety creeping in, just remember this one powerful idea. You are not the main character in everyone else's movie. And truly internalizing that, well, that might be one of the most liberating thoughts you can have.